there's this new dating game on Max, formerly HBO Max, called Full Frontal, or Naked Attraction is what it's called. It's a full frontal nude dating show. And I watched an episode of it. And it's dating from the reverse, I guess, where everybody, you pick from 6 people, and all 6 of them are butt naked. And you judge them. In the first episode, a girl who's clothed is the contestant. And she's got 6 naked dudes. And she starts her evaluation from their dicks. 6 naked dudes, and the focus, she has to make her first elimination choice based only on their dicks. It's not like a glory hole situation. It'd be funnier if it was. They're all standing in like weird cubes that slide up like they're revealing pieces to a puzzle or a picture or something like that, body part by body part at a time. And the focus of the light, and so the box goes up just above the dick, so you can see the cock and balls. And that's where the spotlight shines. So the legs are there if you really wanted to look at the legs. I guess you could, but that's not where the focus of the lighting is. The dicks are on display. Like you're walking around picking which appetizer. I guess that's not the appetizer, but these guys are on this show being evaluated first and foremost by their dicks alone. And she's got to eliminate one person based on the dick that she likes least, which, at least in the first episode, was the smallest dick. There was one guy, when it narrowed down to 2, and it's 2 naked dudes standing next to each other. And they're like, well, if there's one thing about his body that you would like to have, what would it be? And the one guy goes, is a short, fat, white guy who made it to the end. And he goes, well, I'd quite like to have his penis. He wanted the black guy's dick. And then the black guy, he said, well, what would you like to have about the white guy? And the black guy's like looking at him going, I mean, this black guy had one leg, so he had a fake leg. And I think that he probably didn't even want the white guy's leg because he'd be like all, stumped over. But he goes, well, I guess I'd like to have his leg. A good laugh. I mean, there was no guessing who the girl was going to pick. It was based on dick in the beginning and on the end. But it starts off, and she says, well, I'm going to get rid of that guy right there. And she's like, well, why don't you like it? Well, it was a bit of shit. No, it's because it was the smallest dick, hands down. The balls are a bit longer than the dick, and it was a tiny dick, in your opinion. I don't know measurably. I don't know what it's like when it gets going. But comparatively to all of the other dicks on display, it's going to happen every time. The smallest dick is going to get voted out. And the person who gets voted out has to come out of the box and reveal who that person is who has that dick. I am the owner of this dick that has been booted because of its size or lack thereof. And that person has to be like, yeah, I'm glad I did it because I feel so liberated. But inside, it's like, they know I got kicked off because of the tiny dick. There's no getting around that. None of their friends, it's not like their friends are not noticing that. Hopefully their friends aren't. What do you tell your friends to watch the show? Hey, check this show out. I'm going to be evaluated based on my dick size first. Want to see how I line up? Thought I'd do better than getting kicked off first is what he has to go home to. Because maybe this person thought that he would have the biggest dick on there, but he did not. At least limp. Don't mean to be vulgar. At ease, perhaps, is a better way to put it. But, you got 6'5" black guys, and you get an Asian guy. It's because it's an Asian guy. Kind of know how that contest is going to play out. But after she kicks off the tiniest dick, they raise it up. Oh, no, they put the focus on, I think it's the legs. And she looks, they turn around. They spin around. And they put just the ass in the spot. So it's first it's dick, then it's ass. And that's all you can see because the spotlight's on the ass. And then she looks and sees which ass she really likes, and they go through and well, what do you think about that, Asa? You think I think that was a bit plump for thrusting. Ooh, thrusting, and they have a little British jabbery about it. What about that? Oh, that's a bit flat, but I like pancakes. I love pancakes in the morning. It's just stupid every time. And every ass gets an evaluation. And these guys have no idea what the person evaluating them looks like. Like these guys, I'm going to spoil some of the first episode. They didn't find out until the end that the woman who was evaluating their dicks and their asses and their stomachs and everything else, the whole package, and their voices, they had no idea that this chick had full underarm hair, both arms. That's a choice. It was hers. They didn't know that. They might have wanted to have the small dick if they knew that. Maybe not all of them. So it goes from the ass, and then it raises up, and the stomach is in focus, and it's like, oh, it's a bit chubby for me. He's like a man who's a bit more fit. And then of course, there's one black guy who's just fucking got a 30-pack ripped, and the girl's like, ooh, and it just looks like, and his dick is hanging down like it's sweeping the floor, and his quads look like he can jump over a building. And it's like, why is this not ending right now? You know who she's picking. But then, it's not going to be that simple. It can't be that easy, right? So I'm wondering, what's wrong with his face? Does he have a jacked up gremlin face? I mean, something weird is coming underneath that thing with everything else looking just chiseled Greek god body and horse dick on this guy. And then chubby fat white guy. I mean, you got to pick between one of the chubby fat white guys and then another pretty decent shaped black guy. And she's, oh, the nipples are perfect right there. A little bit of hair there. Oh, what do you think about these nipples? Are these the pancake nipples? Yeah, the pancake ass and the pancake nipples. Oh, no, can have too many pancakes for breakfast. I mean, this is the type of banter that the host has as they're evaluating these guys that have their heads hid behind a fucking weird, mail chute thing. It's a different color. Oh, I get rid of purple. Because, you don't want to say, get rid of baby dick. They have to give them colors. Yellow, I think, was the Asian. And after she evaluates their pudge and whatever, and the stance a little bit, and their feet. Oh, the feet. Look at the toe. Look at the big toe. Oh, I don't like the big toe. The toenails. Ooh, you eat ice cream off of from in between I'd have a little bit of dessert after the pancakes. I mean, it's the stupidest fucking banner. And so then they raise it up to the chest, and it's like, oh, look at the pecs. And the black guy is just fucking, I mean, this guy is jacked, right? I mean, I'm expecting it to be a female or something. I mean, something crazy, or a baby face. Gerber, jacked and a white Gerber baby face, where she's just like, holy fuck, it's a baby. That's a fucking baby. With that long ass, I mean, a fucking baby. A baby face, at least. Or a 135-year-old man. Just, what the wahoo? That's what I was hoping for. No teeth. Literally half the face gone, or third-degree burns across the middle of the face, or another dick on his forehead. So, oh, he's got the dick on his forehead too. Does that one work? I've never been face effed in that way at the pancakes. But she doesn't like the pancakes. That's just bullshit. It's banter. She likes the black, dick on his head, possibly. Greek god. And, they eliminate it further based on the nipples, based on everybody. There's one elimination based on every body part area. Dick and balls, ass is 2. What was it? Legs, I think 3. Belly's 4. Chest is 5. And then it brings it up, and you get to see the faces of the remaining contestants. They let you see 4 of the contestants. So they don't eliminate. They still talk about the body parts, but they want you to compare more faces. And this is the best part, because you're looking at their bodies and you have this expectation what their faces look like. And they don't look anything like you expect their faces to look like. One of the black guys, there was 2 black guys. One of them, he was pretty ripped, not like the other guy, but it went up to his face, and he had he had like a 12-year-old's face, like literally, but with like, it looked like he had a fake beard on. He wasn't. He was like 25, but he had a really fucking tiny head, like a jelly bean head. Like his head stopped developing, not even when he was 12, when he was like 7, but his facial hair still came out. He just looked like a fucking weird alien with like a body, and he kind of talked like this. You know, this guy with a jacked body, and he's like, oh, hello. And he was like, hey, you. And it's like, holy fuck, he's a witch. And she, like, you could see that she was repulsed by that. She was so turned on, ready to get on that D, that, you know, you knew he was done. By the way, when she picked the dick out and said, the very first one she eliminated, said the dick is gone, the tiny dick. And they say, well, here's who you missed out on. They opened the thing up. It's kind of like The Price is Right. Well, this is what you didn't choose, a new car. Well, you open it up, and she sees the Asian guy, and she's like, oh, thank God. Exactly what I was expecting. So she eliminated the contestant she wanted to. But on the other side of it, when it was a guy picking the girl, they threw you a curveball because they start with the vagina first and everything, and then they focus on the legs. And this one girl had kind of chubby feet. And I got to admit, I was looking at it saying, it might be the one that I would pick too. But then when they raised it up, this is the one you missed out on. She was fucking smoking hot with a great body. And it was like, oh, fuck. And then when they pulled up all the other ones to see, once they went through all the body parts, it was like, he eliminated the hottest one first. And everyone else is like, I mean, like fucking, dinosaurs, and I don't know, man. The guy lost the prize, dude. The guy got the goats. Really, not to be. There was one hot one there still. And he ended up picking, the guy picked a girl that had a neck tattoo. What? Okay, you know, not just the neck, like her entire body, hardly any skin. And I'm like, you just picked the craziest girl there. You picked the girl there who is most likely to murder you. Maybe that's what he wants. Maybe that's what he gets off. And the other girl was like, you know, hot, great body, seemed nice, no neck tattoos. Maybe he suspected maybe she wasn't crazy, but, you know, she is. They all are. And so he's like, I'm going to go with the crazy that I know this bitch is crazy. So he's always on alert because this one might let his guard down, acting wholesome. This one is going to be threatening to kill him and acting on it. Like, he's going to have to stop her. They'll make up, but you know, that'll happen again. There will be multiple domestic violence calls on that couple there. Going back to the girls picking the guys, you see the one gremlin, jelly bean head, and then the other one was just like, what was he? He was a dance instructor, but he was kind of chubby, a little short, but looked like he might be funny. And they're like, well, how are you? He's like, well, how are you? Scholarship. I don't know what he spoke. I think they were all British, but some of them sounded a little different British. I don't know. And she's like, well, I don't usually go for the chub like that. Well, looks like he's got, what did she say? But it looks like he's got a good butt. He kept going back to the butt. And she liked his face. And that's it. He just stood there, and they evaluated him. And then this other guy had dreads, and he was the only one smiling. He's the only one naturally smiling. That's how you knew he was going to win. All of the others were like, I mean, they didn't know. They're butt naked. Their dick and balls and their ass and their belly and their titty. I mean, same thing for the girls. And like literally the girls are like, oh, you see that it's a bit of the vagina sandwich. I mean, the descriptions, and this is the host who's a bisexual woman who's feeding in, giving the different types of vagina. Like the labia, you can see the labia. Like just what the fuck is going on here? And they're just standing there. And this is modern society, inclusive society, body positive. Every inch of their body being critiqued, all of it. Like the nipples look a bit two-dimensional, do they not? You can flap them around, give them a high five. Is that your style? Of course, it's not his style. He doesn't want breasts that could give him like a razor cut. I mean, you've never even seen boobs like some of these before. Razor titties like this. I mean, she looked like a giant. One of them was like 7 feet tall, and so the one guy, he's in good shape and he's smiling. He's got a natural smile and. He's got you can see that he's not in his head. You can tell when people are in their heads when they smile. It's so easy because they have like this blank. They aren't connecting. They're thinking about their smile and how people are looking at their smile, and it makes them look like psychopaths. And they're like, and that's what everybody in there looked like. And when the one guy that had the bean head, that didn't help for him. He's just, I mean, he looked like he was a character from Men in Black after its head had been blown off, and it was in the very beginning stage processes of trying to, like, you know, grow back in the little tiny spot. That's what his head looked like on, like, a pretty ripped body. Probably has a hard time finding hats that fit. I would imagine a sock would work as a hat. So this other guy, though, the fat guy, kind of, it's like he didn't care. He's just like, I think he was probably drunk. And that one guy, you knew he was connecting with a smile. And then you look over and you get to the fucking chiseled motherfucker, like the 6'5". I mean, this guy can leap over literal buildings in a single bound. And then you get up to his head and he's like, "How you doing?" And she's like, "Whoa." And he's like, I mean, the guy is the most socially awkward person you've ever seen. The host was like, "What did you think of his voice?" And she's like, "Well, what I was expecting." It was the most strangest voice you've ever heard in your life. And he's immediately gone after that. And he kind of walks off like, "What?" Like, the guy has never done anything in his life but pump iron. I mean, he's done it well. You know, he's had to sacrifice everything else. And so he walked out of there, and she ended up picking the dreads guy. And then after that, they put their clothes on, and they go on a date. Because it's backwards. But it's not really backwards. If they really want to do it backwards, yeah, they see each other naked to start with. They get that out of the way. But they also have to tell each other the worst things about them. Their deepest, they have to tell them the things that the other are going to eventually grow to hate. And they have to come together when they are in their lowest point. They're most stressed out when they reveal the true piece of trash they can be, when they are impatient and everything is going wrong. That is how you bring them together after they're naked. Because if they can get through that, if they can deal with the worst of each other, then it is all uphill every day for the rest of their lives. They have to have the blowout, drag-down fight that makes them want to fucking choke each other right after they see each other naked. That's how you figure this shit out. You don't have to wait and do it. It's like, do I still like you when I fucking hate you? And if the answer is yes, then it ain't going to get any worse. Oh, and the host of the show she's bisexual. And she opens every show by saying she's had a little bit of both. I've had a little bit of both. So I'm the right one to be here. Because I can talk dick and I can talk pussy. And that's what she does. She's a facilitator of the filthy, really filthy conversations that go on as they're just looking at dicks and crotches and vaginas with spotlights on them. Different shapes and sizes of vaginas, describing the different shapes and sizes of vaginas in different ways. Hamburger vagina, I believe, came up at one point. Discussion of the amount of hair that's perfect, a landing strip, all shaved, right amount, too much. Very detailed in the conversations that they have in very casual ways. One guy on the show, one of the guys who's picking a date, he's like, "I'm not a player, I'm a DJ at night, and we have a reputation for being a player, but I'm not." And then it cuts to him knocking on the door of his mom's apartment, and he goes and sits in the apartment with his mom. He's like, "Mom, what am I doing wrong?" And then I don't know what advice she gave, but cut to him standing on a show surrounded by vaginas that are being evaluated in boxes. That's the cut that they went to from him asking his mom what he's doing wrong to that, which obviously she gave him some bad advice. Well, here's what you do. You go onto his show and you pick a girl starting from her vagina. You pick the pussy first. So he had to get rid of one of the vaginas, and she was like, "Well, why did you not write that? Why'd you get rid of that one?" And it's obvious if you look at it. I mean, it was fupa. It was a fupa. And he couldn't say, "Well, it was a fupa." No, he had to be like, "Oh, no, you just didn't see my story. Like, these were just my story. It was a great vagina. I love that vagina any other day of the week, but these are fantastic vaginas that fit me perfectly, fit my measurements perfectly." Your measurements. Oh, I can size it right up like VR. And just some like, and they do the walk away. I had a great experience. I feel so liberated. My pussy was the worst pussy, but I feel so liberated. I'm going to go in the green room with the smallest dick, and maybe we can find some fire. And they're all just standing next to each other once they bring them out of the boxes, like it's a bathroom at the YMCA, and they're all old men. And then what happens after that is after it gets down to 2, the person picking has to go in and then come back out. Now they're naked. Now everybody's naked except for the host, which I imagine at some point we'll see her naked too. And then they get to look at her. That's when, for the dudes, the first episode, that's when the chick revealed that she had underarm hair. And the 2 guys had to act like that they were into that. Oh, he says exactly what I was hoping for. But no, I was hoping she would have underarm hair. It'd be funny if like one of them was like Nick Nolte. Yo, Nick Nolte. Steve Buscemi. This is a streaming show that anybody who has a streaming service, your kids could watch this. This isn't like HBO before. I mean, people have these things now. And people don't, you have no idea that's on unless you happen to see the news story about it or hear the news story, which I did. And I was like, all right, this has to be fucking weird. And it is. It's weird. And I have not watched the part of the episode yet where the girl, she's bisexual or fluid. I don't fucking know. They call her trans, actually, but it's a girl. Fucking sue me. It's a girl. She has a vagina. She'd be in the vagina spotlight, but one of these episodes there's gonna be some trans stuff. I bet there is. There's not any body positivity stuff. Nobody's really like grossly Lizzo style yet, but I bet there's a trans moment. And I bet they make it to the final 2 of whoever picks just for virtue signaling. But this trans girl, not trans girl, it's actually a female. But she calls herself trans because she goes both ways, I guess. I guess she's, whatever Wayne Brady is, pansexual or something. I don't know. But she gets to pick between guys and girls. So you get dicks and pussies. So not only you got to beat out the other dicks, you got to beat out the pussies too. That's a diverse competition. That's my review. If you want to check it out. It's the weirdest show you're ever going to see in your life.